Hey, you gonna make this video nice for me?
Sure.
All right, I guess we gotta get her ready to go.
Bye-bye, Busa.
You guys who've known me a while know I'm a diehard Chevy guy. You might be wondering why I'm wearing a Lance Cunningham Ford t-shirt. You're just gonna have to stick around and see what happens. Here's the deal. I've been kind of teasing you guys for the last probably month and a half. I've not really been purposely teasing you, but I have been dropping hints since the truck blew up and we sold it and everything. And by the way, the truck is sold now. I'll probably talk about that in another video, and we'll probably even do a video when he comes to pick it up. But what I've been talking about for the last month or so is getting another project vehicle. Now we have Ray's Nova, and I was actually supposed to go over to Ray's today and do the brakes. He's decided that he wants to kind of help with the disc brake upgrade. But in light of recent events, we're having to put that off until tomorrow. So I'm going to be going over there in the morning. Taking all the brake parts and the new front springs over there, and we're going to be doing that on the Nova tomorrow, so that should be in the next video. What this video is about, in case you couldn't tell from the title, is I got a new personal project. So for now, what me and the wifey are doing is we're getting the Hayabusa ready. This thing, if you've been on the channel any period of time, I had a neck injury several years back. This Hayabusa has not moved in probably 4 months, so we've had to dig out everything from around it, get it out. I am using it as a trade-in, so I'm gonna get this guy started and we'll just kind of go from there. So there she is, guys. The old Busa. I've had this thing since, it's a 2006. I've had it since 2007. And I was actually the second owner on it, I believe, so we're waving bye-bye.
How fast that was. I was wondering if he was going to get on it one more time.
We are Lance Cunningham Ford. All right, guys, so before I show you the car, I want you to meet the guy who sold it to me. This is Justin at Lance Cunningham Ford in Knoxville, Tennessee, off Clinton Highway.
What's up, guys? Happy to work with you. Absolute pleasure. Come see me. Be more than happy to help you the same way I helped Robert. But can't give you the same kind of good deal I gave him. that was a personal special, but come see me, be more than happy to help.
Do decide to come down here and check something out, whether it's a Ford or something off the used car lot, make sure you tell them that you saw this on Bad Luck Garage. And now on to the main focal point of this. There it is, guys. The new project vehicle for the channel. That's right, guys, we got a Vette. Before everybody starts freaking out and talking about, hey, wait, I thought you did budget builds on this channel. let me explain. What you're looking at is a 2002 Corvette base model. This is an automatic, and I want to tell you guys right now, these C5 Vettes are, I mean, honestly guys, they're dirt cheap. I probably paid less for this than I had in the truck over there. So from a budget perspective, I mean, I talked about a couple months ago maybe wanting to get a Vette, and after I said that, I really started thinking hard about it, and I started looking online, and I realized, you know, they made these things from 97 all the way through 2004. Like I already said, this is a 2002. This one has extremely low miles for a 2002, so I paid a little bit more than I was really wanting to. But that being said, I was seeing 97, 98, 99 models all over for sub 10,000. I'm talking about I think I even saw one 98 model for less than $7,000. It was like $6,995. So honestly guys, I think my oldest daughter just paid more money for a Kia than what I paid for this Corvette. So let's kind of go over what's going to make this build unique from the other Corvette builds that I've seen on YouTube. So let's talk about what's been done to this car, okay? Up front here, and I want to say I really wanted to get a bone stock Corvette that had nothing done to it. I'm going to explain why in a minute, but first I want to show you what has been done to this one. We have a K&N dual filter intake system up here. We have a Borla catback exhaust, which honestly is not very loud. I think it might be their touring exhaust. And inside, we've got something I really hate. Someone has put walnut wood grain inserts in this car. So I do want to say this. I'm not going to be focusing a whole lot on cosmetics on this build. Well, maybe not at first. We might do some stuff to the outside of the car, but right from the get-go, I'm ordering a carbon fiber kit. We are going to get rid of this cheesy ass wood grain. Guys, I'm not quite ready for the Hawaiian shirt and the Cuban cigars yet, so the wood grain has to go. Other than those three things, I believe the car is pretty much stock, guys. It has 68,000 miles. I do want to say I had looked at several in the $12,000 to $14,000 price range, but most of those had, you know, 120. One of them had 169,000 miles. While the plan is to just put this thing through hell, I didn't want to get something that had already been through hell and was, you know, on its way out. The exact color I wanted, guys, and this is the only Electron blue that I have seen. I've actually been looking for one of these for about a month and a half, ever since I did that little teaser video talking about, hey, there's something coming, I just hadn't found the right one yet. Well, this is what I was talking about, okay? So Justin at Lance Cunningham Ford, he was actually the one who was working on trying to find me one. I went to another, you know, a couple other car lots, but last night he called me and he was like, hey man, he said, we just took one in on trade. It's only got 68,000 miles. I said, what color is it, Justin? He said, Electron blue. I said, I'm on my way. So we did all the paperwork last night, went and picked it up this morning, or actually just a few minutes ago, as you saw at the dealership. I wanted to wait to get the car home. They had a lot of people at the dealership. You know, you saw in the beginning of the video, I was wearing a Lance Cunningham Ford shirt. He gave me that shirt. It was kind of a joke because, you know, the whole time we were in there, I was cracking about how we were buying a Corvette at a Ford dealership. But, you know, that's just the way it goes sometimes. Honest to God, guys, if you live here in the Knoxville area and you're trying to find a good deal on a car, it doesn't matter if it's a Ford. You need to talk to Justin at Lance Cunningham Ford, because I'm going to tell you, he was working really hard. I mean, from the moment I first contacted him a month and a half ago, they had a Corvette for sale, but when I called them, it had already been sold. It was just waiting on pickup, and we exchanged information. And I just told, or he just told me, he's like, let me find you something. Guys, this guy has been calling me pretty much every other week for the last month and a half with new options. So, I mean, he was really working hard, and that's why I decided to go back to him. That's why I recommend him. You know, he's not just a sit on the sideline salesman and wait for something to happen. I mean, this guy was making it happen. So props to you, Justin. Thanks, you gave me a great deal. Love the car. Now for the plans. Here we go, guys, and this is where I'm gonna lose the Corvette purists, okay? We are naming this the China Vette, and the reason we're naming this the China Vette is because we're gonna build it with all Chinese parts. I mean, you guys didn't really think that because I got a Corvette that we were gonna start doing like high budget builds on this channel, did you? Come on. My payments on this are gonna be like less than $250 a month. I mean, that's, you know, my payments on the Avalanche are almost $400 a month. So, you know, I put this in the realm of, as long as you have good credit, this is something that, you know, your average enthusiast can afford. I mean, when I look at the amount of money that I put into the red truck over the years, I had over $7,000 or $6,000. We actually figured all that up. You know, when I was doing the for sale video, I figured it all up to come up with a price to sell it. And what I did was I took the price, of everything that was on the truck, I cut that in half, and that's where I came up with the price for the truck. Well, I want you to think about that for a second, guys. I had over $6,000 in that truck, not including the engine, the transmission, you know, any of that. I had over $6,000 in it. When you throw the engine and the LS engine and the transmission and, you know, the first rebuild that I did, you know, the rebuild that we're currently doing on that engine's the second rebuild. So when you throw in the first rebuild that I did on that engine and everything, I probably had almost as much in that truck as I just paid for this Corvette. Don't get me wrong, guys. For you guys that are, you know, building your trucks, I mean, that's great. It's built, not bought. You know I'm all about that. You know, don't take that the wrong way. I fully enjoyed playing with the truck for the last 5 years, but, you know, it got to a point where I felt like I was going backwards instead of forward. I had bigger plans. I wanted something that we could drive long distances to go to events and stuff like that. And the truck just wasn't reliable enough for me. I'm hoping this will be, but I guess we'll find out. So back on point, guys, like I said, we are gonna Chinese this fucker up, all right? So what we're gonna do, we're gonna start at the front. It's already got a Borla exhaust. That will eventually be coming off. It sounds good, but like I said, this is the China Vette, right? So we're gonna throw some raspy ass, loud ass eBay exhaust system on this thing. For the time being, we're gonna start with the stuff that's not already there. So the plan is, we are going to take this to the drag strip. I have to work next weekend. If I can get off in time next Friday, we may take it to test and tune just to baseline it, see what it runs, the way it sits. Then we're going to slowly start modifying it. I'm going to tune it. I'm going to put a nitrous kit on it, which, you know, it's going to be the same nitrous kit, that ZEX kit. It will jet up to 175 horsepower. That's the same kit that I've put on like 20 vehicles before. It's always been reliable. So we're going to put that on this Vette. We're going to do eBay headers. We're going to do eBay mid pipes. Eventually we'll ditch the Borla exhaust and put some janky ass, loud ass eBay exhaust on it. We'll ditch the K&N filter and do a eBay intake setup. We may even ditch the LS6 intake that's currently on here and do a eBay aluminum low-rise intake on it. And we will most definitely be doing probably like a sloppy stage 2 is what they call it over on Sloppy Mechanics, like a sloppy stage 2 eBay cam. Those are only a couple $100, and, you know, some pack springs. So guys, I mean, that's the plan. The goal for this car is, it shouldn't be too hard to obtain. The goal for this car is going to be 10s, okay? During all the preliminary stuff, we're going to be running the 1/8 mile because it's close to me. Bristol is a 1/4 mile track, but it is about an hour and a half away. So what we're going to do, when I feel like the 1/8 mile is where it needs to be, then we will start going to Bristol and working on that 10-second 1/4 mile. With that being said, me and the wifey just picked this car up, so we're gonna try to, you know, maybe take it out, cruise it, and enjoy it. I think we're gonna drive about 80 miles south to my mom's house, take mom for a ride in it, maybe a video on that. So for now, I hope you guys are as excited about this project as I am. So get out in the garage, get something done, stay tuned, and I will see you next time here on Bad Luck Garage. Oh, I can't wait to drive this bitch. Hey, I was gonna...
Wanna drive?
Damn it, I knew this was gonna happen.